Right, hello. Today we're going to be playing Kentrosaurus. Hopefully we can get to our prime, find some good fights, have some good laughs. Now the first thing is, we've got to head to the sanctuary. Now, first mutation, I'm going to get epidermal fibrosis, purely because yes, we can deal a lot of bleed, but we're no good at taking bleed either. Now, pretty much as a herbivore at sanctuaries, what you want to do is eat the mushrooms, throw up on them, heal off your throwing up, and then pretty much repeat until you get good diet. Do bear in mind you will need water very urgently after doing this. Now, I could smell a chicken leg. That's what we call bodies that aren't in preferred diet, as they look like chicken legs, but I need to drink here. I'm thinking there might be a dino, but it's here or the actual pond that dino spawns. Now, as you can see, I didn't get grabbed by no dino. And we're looking good. We got perfect diet. We've done the sanctuary. Our belly's full, our water's good, and we're in our first patrol zone. Things looking great. Ah, wild Hipsy. I don't mind the Hipsy. He's a small little guy. Can't affect me anyway, so I just let him stay around me while I get food. Now, I wanted to explore this new facility that's next to water access. If you don't know where this is, pretty much just at the bottom of the waterfall. It's like a big, almost like a dock, but it's more like a containment research lab. It's very cool. It's very more well detailed than everything else we've had before. As you can see, the Hipsy's also exploring this. Could be his first time too. You can even go up to the roof. That's how much thought's been put into this building. Now, I don't know if you can nest up here, but just think about it. There's a sanctuary not far away, patrol zones, fresh water. You could easily nest someone here. Or around here. Now, we're going to leave this place. We've grown a little bit. This Hipsy still hasn't left us alone. We're about 45%. So we can't go back to the sanctuary. So we'll head to Highlands. Now, making it to Highlands, the sanctuary obviously gone now, but we're in migration. Filling up on this bush, and as you can see, we've just hit 50%, so we can pick our second mutation. Now for this, pretty much you either want tactile endurance or gastronomic regeneration. Now as a defensive dinosaur, I pick regeneration, as I shouldn't be using too much stamina defending myself. Also, this pond, a lot of people forget that it's here behind the Highland Sanctuary. A lot of people go to the big lake sort of thing, where dinos love to hang out. But if you come here, it's a lot less risk. However, I still make sure I'm careful, because dinos could be here. It's a long walk, and if they grab you, then fair play. But we'll fill up on our water here. Now, as I was coming through West Row, as you just saw, the game crashed. Hence why the recording carries on, and I'm already in South. Because I forgot to hit record, because I stop every time I crash, because you never know how long it's going to take you to get back into the game. Now at this point I'm here pretty much just to get patrol zones, migrations, feed myself, grow, hide somewhere, just to get to that adult stage. I'm already around 60 odd % at this point anyway. Now I logged off here, purely because we keep getting crashes, and I was kind of thinking, oh, I might lose my dinosaur. But luckily, when I logged back in, I was still here, and I was about 0.1% from my last mutation. So as you can see, these are the stats of a fully adult. And for my last one, I was thinking, what do I get? Obviously, I'm going to get congenital, because although Kentro is big, there are a lot of other things that are bigger that pose a threat to you, like Allosaurus. And as you can see here, I didn't get my prime. I just stood here, kind of confused, but we moved on. Walking to West, where I heard footsteps to my left, and a lone Pachycephalosaurus decided it wanted to show up. Now at this point I was just thinking, oh, he's just going to join me. But no, he decides to attack me. Now at this point I will say I'm quite bummed out that I didn't get Prime, because I knew I was going to become frail, slow, and weaker than I could be. But during this fight I had no idea that this Pachycephalosaurus would even try to actually kill me. I was fully confident that there was no way I'd lose this. But you know what Pachycephalosauruses are like, they're evil. You could be a T-Rex and they'd still try and bonk you. No, I cut a bit out of this fight because it was pretty much just us walking along and just staring at each other awkwardly. Now, obviously I have hit him a few times, so he sits down to try and recover his bleed. However, it doesn't even look like he's bleeding anymore. I mess up on the shoulder barge because pretty much I haven't played Kentro since it kind of came out, so I'm kind of rusty with it, sort of forgetting what's happened and any changes that it's already had. I miss a shoulder barge, and then sadly I miss another one. But I won't make that mistake 3 times. I hit him with a shoulder barge, and then I didn't realise this attack took so long to charge up. But I just used my ult attacks instead. I don't think this guy really understood what he was doing. But oh well. Now coming to the sanctuary, I heard a Carno. A big one as well. I was thinking, oh, some action. He's obviously camping the sanctuary, which I hate. And then oh, look at this. An Allosaurus also camping the sanctuary. You're going to see this as a pattern in this video. Now at this point I don't think he sees me. But as soon as I get to back here, he's definitely saw me. However, I kind of messed up here. I saw him stand up. And then when he crouches, I thought he had actually laid down. So I was like, oh, I'm going to come around the corner and get a hit in. No. Now this Allo was definitely fresh prime. Could even be a full prime. He's a big boy. Now luckily for me, I was fairly confident that I'd be able to kill him. Oh, and then another Kentro shows up. Now, I don't know how I actually knocked this guy over here. I don't know if it's to do with stamina, but he gets a very nasty tail swing. So he's already bleeding quite heavy now. I hit him with another 2 hits here. I think those are like the kick attacks, but they're kind of... I'm not sure how they work. Obviously the Carno comes to see what's going on and he's like, nope, I'm not dealing with this. So he runs away. I don't know what this Allo was doing. He decides to go into the sanctuary. But, you know, you do panic when you've got 2 Kentros after you. Obviously I wanted to do this fight solo, but the Isle's the Isle, and what happens, happens. I get a hit off. And I just about get a shoulder barge to the tip of his tail there. Now he falls down there, so I know he's took a lot of damage. So I'm going to chase him. The other Kentro's already on it. Now, obviously, there's bodies about. I know this guy's been killing child. Which I don't like. Now, sadly I lost him, but I was told by these other Kentros he bled out. They wanted me to join them. And I kind of told them, no, I'm trying to do a solo run. Don't really want to involve myself with other people, but thank you. And then they just wished me luck and I was on my way. And again, I come through the sanctuary after getting water from behind it, and boom, another person camping the sanctuary. Now, I didn't really want to help this Maya. You know, I do like to play solo most of the time, but I don't like it when predators camp the sanctuaries. I don't think it's fair on the small guys. Yes, this is a survival game, but go somewhere where you're going to fight something bigger, like Delta, South. Now, I wanted to fight this guy, but as you'll see in the next little clip, he crashes, and I just leave the Maya to deal with him. Now, I slowed this down so you can see these 2 big Allos in the distance. They're very close, and I want them to kind of fight me. They could be fresh adults, they could be prime, they just looked big. I decided to give them an F-ball. Now, they didn't end up following me, which was confusing. It's almost like nobody wants to fight a frail old Kentrosaurus. everything runs away. Or just doesn't want to fight me. So I'll get some water, because at this point, I'm just circling the map. I've been playing for hours and hours, just looking for some good fights and some funny things to happen. As you can see there, I am a complete 100% frail not even elder, just a frail dinosaur. This is my running, by the way. I'm like 23.1 kilometers an hour. It's sad. Anything could catch me. And again, I come through the sanctuary. Like I said, it's a growing theme here, and there's an adult. Looks like an elder Dilo. No, I didn't think this guy would actually want to fight me because he looks solo, but I was wrong. He wants to fight me. To him, I don't know if he just didn't know, because I do look really small compared to him. But we have a little tussle. Me obviously being very confident, but also wary, because that venom is no joke. As you can see from the Pachycephalosaurus fight, I am starting to be a little bit better with Kentro, kind of understanding what I need to do. Now I see two other Dilos come towards me, and I do panic. I was about to get in my defensive stance, but then I realised the game had crashed. I looked at them, finding out their size, because I know that they were going to come and help this big one. Now the game crashed probably about 3 or 4 times. Thankfully I didn't lose my dinosaur, but this guy, you know, this is like the 4th time we started this fight now. And luckily for me, he kept coming. He wanted the beef. He could have easily gone the other way. And I get a great start, because I knock him over, and I shoulder barge him right in the head. Now if you don't know, this Dilo is pretty much out of this fight. His bleed will be very bad. Not severe to the point where he's going to drop dead any second, but he needs to be very careful now. So why does he decide I'm going to try and eat this AI galley? I'm obviously not going to let that happen as you are fighting me. And also, what's up with this glitch? Why can he run and crouch at the same time? It's probably the most stupid, funniest thing I've ever seen. Now this Dilo, I don't know what's going on in his head. He's still wanting to fight me, even though he's bleeding quite severely. I think this is the point where he might have realised, oh actually my bleed's really bad, let me just scurry away. And as I track him, I see his 2 little boyfriends. Now I'm going to save you the trouble because it's literally this for 10 minutes. But I ended up getting venomated. Now I've edited this so you can see it a bit better. Because if I had shown you this unedited, you just wouldn't be able to see anything. Pretty much the big one's healing. But I'll show you how I see the screen right now. Yeah, dark as fuck. Horrible experience. But pretty much one of the small ones is healing because I hit him. The adult one is also healing because of what happened earlier. So I just have this one to deal with. Now, as you can imagine, what I showed you, I can't see anything. All I can hear is footsteps, and I can only see him when he literally gets about this close to me. Within striking distance. Now, I'm not too worried. But the only problem in this fight, you can't really see it. Because I do another cut. But the clones were in the rocks biting me as well. So, I get quite damaged, even though it's just this one Dilo. And at this point I am thinking, I might actually die from this. But I'm pretty sure this guy bleeds out behind me before I hit him. Now I was fully expecting the adults and the other one to come back. But they never do. So I just sit down and I fully heal. I survived this experience. Now, as I was coming back from Sanctuary from healing, again, another Allosaurus, and keep an eye on that PT because he is a big star and probably involved in one of the funniest things I've ever seen in the Isle. Now at this point I'm thinking, there's no way this guy wants to fight me. He maybe looks fresh adult, maybe halfway. adult. Definitely not prime. Or if he is, he's very fresh. He doesn't look that big. In fact, now he gets closer, he's definitely just an adult. Now, this fight is very interesting to me, because this is the first Aloe I've had to fight as a Kentro, I'm pretty sure. Apart from the one that I bullied earlier, this is the first actual one-on-one, you and me fight. So I had to be very careful because I didn't know what to expect. I know his bleed's good, and I know my bleed's probably even better. And obviously I have the resistances. He might too, he might as well. Now at this point I'm kind of losing this fight. He's hit me a lot more than I've hit him. Now at this point I don't know what he's trying to do. I don't know if he's trying to bleed me out, or he's trying to just keep distance. Now at this point, if he just kept walking away, he could have definitely bled me out. He was bleeding too, so he couldn't have been too reckless with what he does. But then he decides to do exactly that. I get another 2 or 3 hits off. But he only gets 1 or 2. At this point, I have to sit down. Luckily for me, he does the same. The PT crashes, so at this point, I was already laughing like that's a typical PT thing to do. I'm just staring at this Aloe, thinking, one of us is going to bleed out here. And then look at this Giga Chad. He lands by the Aloe. The Aloe screams. And the PT literally just one-taps his ass. Now I healed up a bit, but definitely not too much. I saw that I needed water very soon. And I didn't want to have the risk of being already hurt and having no water. As I was walking to the water source, I heard some big footsteps behind me. I don't know if they pick up very well in the video, but I was like, oh. Yep. It's another big Aloe. This one even bigger than the last one. Now at this point I kind of knew that I was kind of cooked. But obviously I'm not going to go down without a fight. Now one thing I noticed about this fight, this Aloe was very aggressive. He must have saw that I was already heavily weakened. I knew I was in a bad spot, but I was just going to fight. Not much else I could do. As you can see, he's getting plenty of attacks on me, but I'm also getting more on him. As you can see, this guy's running around, not really taking notice of how much bleed he probably is actually receiving. Realistically, I might have had more chance if I just stayed in one spot, but at the same time, I knew I was over. Now, after this guy did some running around, he must have realised at this point, like, oh, my bleed's actually getting abused right now. So he decides to go over there, and just like the last fight, he'll sit down. However, unluckily for me, I'll sit down too, but it's too late for me. Just like the last battle where we both sat down, try and heal our bleed. And this one, sadly, I'm on the receiving end. And just like that, this 6.5 hour life as a Kentro from start to frail was over. It was very fun. It's a very good dinosaur. And I hope you enjoyed the video.